What up? This is Doc Blake with Ethereal TV, bringing to you the 27th episode of The Last Piece to the Puzzle. The motto for me is silver, gold, and cryptos equals freedom because they are decentralized assets and they're going to play an important part in the immediate, short-term, and long-term futures. And let's get straight into the price action today. Currently, we have Bitcoin at $9,085.62. Ethereum is at $225.03. Litecoin is at $42.12. And Chainlink has took a plunge down to $4.42, which really isn't that surprising considering that it was, up almost at its all-time high just recently. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen with that. Bitcoin is still around, kind of just hanging right on to the bottom of that bull flag, and trying to drop off the cliff, which, and everybody's saying it kind of depends on the stock market. But just remember one principle in cryptocurrency: not your keys, not your coins. And, we're all between I look at us between a rock and a hard place, because if you sell, then you really don't own any Bitcoin and you let all the big dogs own it all. And if this system goes to scrap and, things collapse and certain markets go down, there could be like a moment where there's just no trading actually. And I feel like at that moment, when everything comes back online, I feel like you're going to want to have some Bitcoin in your possession. So that's just my take on it. And let me get you the prices of gold, still at $1,774.84, and silver is at $17.92. So everything is basically just floating around the same points of the market. And I wanted to get into a topic today about the transfer of wealth that is happening. And the articles that I found, these articles focus on the racial wealth gap, which is not actually what I was looking for, but it's what came up when I typed in wealth gap. And this article is from Forbes by Sarah Hansen. It says, here's what the racial wealth gap in America looks like today. Nationwide protests following the death of George Floyd have thrown issues of economic inequality, already exacerbated by the corona crisis, into sharp relief. The wealth gap in America has been growing since at least the 1970s as income levels stagnated for lower and middle class households while continuing to grow for households at the top of the spectrum. Centuries of racism and discrimination mean that this divide is a great deal wider for black households that are denied the access to the opportunities and resources available to white households. No progress has been made in reducing income and wealth inequalities between black and white households over the past 70 years, according to economist Moritz Kuhn. Moritz Schlark and Ulrich Steins, who published a 2018 paper on U.S. incomes and wealth since 1949, the Brookings Institution points out that the ratio of white families' wealth to black families' wealth is higher today than it was at the beginning of the century. Here are 9 numbers that sum up the vast gap. 16.8%. That's the May 2020 jobless rate for black workers. During the same month for white workers were employed at a rate of 12.4%. Less than half of black adults currently have a job, compared with just under 60% prior to the beginning of the pandemic layoffs in February. The sobering statistic comes after unemployment rates for black workers reached a record low in the months before the pandemic. 17,150. That was the median net worth of black households in 2016, according to the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances. The Brookings Institution notes the median net worth of white families at the same time was 171,000, nearly 10 times as much. And I'm going to stop on that one right there. I feel like that kind of gets the point across. And I feel like as a whole, I'm not going to play the divide game like kind of like these articles do. I think there's a, the gap, the wealth gap is something really to pay attention to, and for us as Americans to speak out on, and how we can negotiate with some of our leaders to try to come up with a better scenario for wealth distribution and getting wealth distributed. I don't like to mandate anything, so I think that since we're just printing money, that print more money to people that actually need it. I mean, how about that for a solution? That only makes sense. All the money keeps going into the hands of the same people, and we're going to have the same problems that we have right now. And it's just like they don't want to blame that for the problems, but it's the wealth and the financial system is the actual problem with America right now. And this kind of proves it. And the corona crisis, and you can go read the rest of this on your own, but the corona crisis has brought a lot of these topics to light. And here's another one from the New York Times. It says the gaps between white and black America in charts. And you can just look at some of these wealth gaps. The black is purple and the blue is, and the white is blue. Of the gap between the families of that are black and the families that are white. And it's hard for me to even say those words actually, but this is what these articles focused in on when I typed in wealth gap. So I figured, why not dive into it, because it is a very, very big problem. But I think that it's deeper than just color. You know what I mean? We're just talking about poor versus rich, and we're trying to work out how we can solve those issues in our own country and what we can do. And this kind of, to me, is where cryptocurrency comes into play. And here you can see this is for medium unemployment. Once again, the same color schemes apply to what. And this one is bachelor degree. You can see that for the color divide that they like to show, of course. And here's the one for unemployment. Let's see. It's weird how it only pops up at certain times. You have to be like in a certain area. There you go. And then it actually shows you that. I don't know. But this is the unemployment. You see it falling back down because I'm not in the right area. Bachelor degree. Let's see. Oh, this is household income. Let's try to see if we can find this one. Wow. That's household income. Did you see that? This is San Francisco. That's what it's popped up. Yep. Look at that. Look how long that is. Look at that wealth gap. Look at that. That's San Francisco. Man, that is just insane. So, as you can see, there is definitely a problem in America with the wealth gap, and I think that the reason this video is called Wealth Transfer, or Transfer of Wealth, is because I think it's actually happening through hard assets. And this is why I'm so vehemently saying gold, silver, cryptos equals financial freedom. Financial freedom, like I said, spiritual freedom is something that you have to achieve within it. Hit me up. You can hit me up about anything. Hit me up in the comments if you want to rap about some spiritual talk. You know what I'm saying? But this show is kind of dedicated to helping us achieve financial freedom. And I think that from my calculations and research, and not just me, a bunch of others, that's why there's so many Bitcoiners, and we are a growing cryptocurrency family right now. You know what I'm saying? We roll together, and that's how all the crypto communities need to do. We need to start pulling together and figuring out how we can use this great creation by Satoshi Nakamoto to start solving world problems. But first, we have to the truth of the financial systems have to come out. And I know that hurts for the governments, for the big corporations, but it's time. I mean, just look at this. This is the world. It can't go on like that. And I hope you guys are starting to understand that. And I think that it is where it's just like these things we have to start getting money into the hands of people that have good ideas that are going to help the world, assist the world, like Ethereal.com. So go check us out. Matter of fact, let me get Ethereal pulled up. Yeah, Ethereal, we're doing big things, as well as some of our family members. And I'm going to talk about Dr. Warren Gooden's business probably on one of my next videos here soon. And yeah, so you can buy Amon Gooden's book. Check this out. He traveled around the world going to ancient sites, trying to bring this information to the light to people. So definitely go support black owned businesses. As you can see, there's a huge wealth gap between a wealth disparity between blacks and whites right now in America. And I think that we can all agree that, I mean, when people have access to more resources, which is wealth or currency in this world, however you want to look at it, USD, Bitcoin, whatever, it causes for a better environment, a better community. So let's figure out how we can get more money, since the money printer is going burr, like everybody's saying. You know, let's put more money into the hands of people that actually need it, into the people that have good ideas and things like that. We need more farmers. We need more food at cheaper rates, good organic food. You know, there's a lot of things that we can do as Americans to help this situation, but we all have to get on the same page and with the government and all that, and we have to work together to solve these things, as well as, you know, I mean, I don't see a vaccine as a solution to anything. So I think this is more about, you know, people just building up their immune systems, being smart about things, going on living life, but just being smart. And you know, we will be all right, but we have to work together. And the people are always in control of everything, and that has to come to the head, where it's like, you know, the government unfortunately is not in control, or very fortunately, I mean, for us, you know what I mean, because they've already been messing up. And you know, they work for us and we pay the taxes and all that. So it's just time for us all to get on the same page, because the people in office, as they're political and all that, but they are Americans as well. So it's just time for people to get on the same page, and let's do what's best for the future of our world. So once again, it's your boy Doc Blake with Ethereal